For more on the Israeli strikes, let's bring in Milshtein. He is the head of the Palestinian Studies Forum at the Moshe Dayan Center for Middle Eastern African Studies at Tel Aviv University and one of the leading experts on Hamas. Michael, welcome back to the program. So just walk us through the significance of who Muhammad Sinwar is. Obviously, he is the younger brother of Yahya Sinwar, who was the leader of Hamas's military unit until he was killed last year by the IDF. Just talk about his role in the organization now. And I also want to follow up because Brett McGurk, who had been a Middle East advisor for President Biden this morning, and he had participated in a lot of these mediations as well, this morning said that he was actually an impediment to a ceasefire hostage deal. So if he in fact was killed, what is the significance there?
Hello, Biana. Hello, Zain. And, first of all, we must emphasize that till now we don't have really clear indications about what happened to Muhammad Sinwar. Of course, no Israeli announcement and no Hamas announcement about it. Regarding this figure, I mean, Muhammad Sinwar, Abu Ibrahim, of course, you mentioned that he's the young brother of Yahya Sinwar, and he replaced him in the leadership of Hamas in Gaza after he was killed half a year ago. But there are 2 points, there are 2 differences between Muhammad Sinwar and Yahya Sinwar. First of all, Muhammad Sinwar is very much focused on the military level, in military affairs, in contrary to Yahya, who was also involved in strategic and political issues. Second, no one really knows Muhammad Sinwar in Gaza. I mean, he's a kind of a ghost acting in the shadow, and actually he doesn't appear publicly. And when you are speaking with people in Gaza, they don't really know who is this person. They do know that he controls Hamas, and he's actually the head of the military wing of Hamas, not of all the movement in Gaza, but no one really knows him. Regarding the question, Biana, about his role in the negotiations, so yeah, many people also here in Israel, they consider him, Muhammad Sinwar, as an obstacle that really made the whole negotiations much tougher. But I must admit that I'm not sure about this point because, first of all, I don't think that his basic political color or his basic positions regarding the deal are much different from the others. I mean, all the rest of Hamas leaders in Gaza and in the outside. And second, and this is very important for the decision makers in Israel, even if Muhammad Sinwar was killed, it doesn't mean that the basic positions or the basic opinions of Hamas will be more flexible regarding the deal. There are 2 basic red lines from Hamas' point of view that they will not give up about them. First, to announce about the end of the war, and second, to commit full withdrawal from Gaza. And it seems that right now this is the obstacle between the 2 sides.
And Mikhail, when you think about just how many political leaders or how many different leaders in general of Hamas have been killed in recent months and years, I mean, you think about Mohammed Deif, you think about Ismail Haniyeh, obviously Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Sinwar, the list goes on. Hamas can't replace all of them. Just talk to us about how that affects Hamas's operational capabilities, just having so many leaders in such a short space of time since October 7th, 2023, be killed.
Yeah, Zain, this is a very important question many people in Israel are asking today because there is no doubt that the damage that was caused to Hamas also yesterday, if Muhammad Sinwar was killed, is very severe. But, there is something deeper which we must understand. Hamas has a very unique DNA, political DNA. Even after severe damage, they still survive, and they sometimes can recover and actually continue even with other figures or even weaker figures than the one who were killed. So, I do think that no doubt at all that many prominent figures, like you mentioned, Haniyeh and Deif and others, they were symbols of the movement. But the basic fact that we must face and we must understand is that even after this severe damage, Hamas is still stable, and unfortunately, right now, Hamas, they are the dominant player in Gaza. There is no vacuum, and there is no alternative to Hamas, and this is a very tough and even a kind of a sad news. But we must, be frank enough and admit this fact.
And no alternative, some of Prime Minister Netanyahu's critics would say, in part because of his refusal to accept other alternatives, namely the Palestinian Authority to step in after Hamas leaves power. Michael Milshtein, always good to see you. Thank you so much for your expertise.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.